We're married in 70. But we didn't get our honeymoon until 1970. It was a while. We got married immediately we started watching. It's like the week next week.
Yeah.
There's no time for you.
Yeah.
She put me through.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
75, 78, 78. Yeah. And we're still together. There are plenty of doctors.
Good evening, everybody.
Through and then they cut them for the young nurse. You know?
Welcome to the Bishop's Bay annual meeting. I hope maybe we have a few other people that will come in from the golf courses. That's what I'd be doing. That's what I'll be doing next year this time. Anyhow, again, welcome. Thanks for coming. We've got a good agenda tonight. Have some reports from our various board members who head up some of the committees for the club, and Jeff will also have an extensive part of the agenda to go through kind of what's going on at the club, what's happened, what we have on store for the future. But before we get into it, I just wanted to thank everybody, thank all my fellow board members. This is my last official duty as president, and I really appreciate the support and all the hard work of all the board members and all the other members who have served on committees as well, and they'll all be excuse me.
Who's that man behind the curtain?
They'll all be thanked again later on in the agenda as the different committee heads go through their reports, but I really appreciate all the help. A lot has been accomplished in the years I've been on the board, not because of things I've done, but what a lot of people in this room have contributed. Jim Metz is here, and Jim was president the first 2 years that I was on the board, and that's when we undertook the clubhouse project, and that was kind of the beginning of transforming Bishops into what we have today. And since then, we've did the golf course renovation. We've added the pizza kitchen, the outdoor patio, the outdoor bar. It's just hard to even imagine what we had here prior to that and what we've been able to enjoy since then. So I think more good things to come. The board has spent a lot of time in this past year working with our outside consultants on the survey, and we've used the survey results to work with a master planning committee of not just board members. It's a few board members, but the most of the committee are other members of the club of various ages and constituencies, basically, and what they use here at the club. And we're in the process of that right now. We've had a couple of meetings on that. And have another meeting coming up in a few weeks in August, and we will continue to move that forward with an end result being a 10-year plan that will be presented to the board and then to all the members in town hall meetings, and Jeff will talk more about that during his report. So welcome. My one official duty right now, I think, is to say we do have a quorum. We had 170 members cast votes, which is about 55% of the eligible voters. So we do have an official meeting tonight, and as you see on your agenda, we'll have the election results at the end of the meeting tonight. So with that, I will turn it over to Jeff.
Okay, I'll turn this down a little bit because I've got plenty of volume. Just a few things. I'm going to open with a short video. Wouldn't be me if I didn't have a little bit of video in my presentation. And then I'm going to talk about, go through finances and a little bit of capital update about what's happened at your club. So without further ado, Dead silence.
Bishops Bay Country Club is not just a private golf club. We're a family-focused country club that offers premier experiences to our members, constantly innovating to meet the needs and lifestyles of our members. A day in the life of one of our members could start with a variety of energized fitness classes held lakeside 5 days a week. After that, head to the courts and enjoy a game of pickleball or tennis. When you're finished at the courts, members can cool off in our pool and grab a fresh juice and lunch from the snack bar. After lunch, members can work on their golf game and even get in a quick 18 holes of golf. In the evening, kids can enjoy the playground and games in our backyard, while adults enjoy cocktails at our lakeside patio bar. Our pontoon boat is available to take a ride out on beautiful Lake Mendota. Finally, members can enjoy a fantastic dinner on our lakeside patio while listening to live music. At Bishops Bay Country Club, our members experience a fun, healthy, and active lifestyle. The club is a home away from home, where friends become like family, and where memories are made, not forgotten.
Okay, 7 years ago today, I came here with asking the question of what is our mission? And this was what was given to me. We want to deliver the premier family-focused country club experience to our members. With our core values of hospitality is our way of life, consistently exceeding our members' expectations, and we're dedicated to excellence. And today, we've come up with our staff cards, which I'm going to just pass these around. I'm going to ask one of my wonderful assistants just to kind of pass these around. But we asked our staff, what are some of the things that you feel Bishops Bay is all about? What are some things, why do you work here? What is it about this club that creates our culture? And these came from our staff. These didn't come from management pushing these down. And they said, we build each other up. We don't tear each other down. Our culture values integrity, professionalism, respect. It's more than just a job for us. We're proactive. We challenge each other in a kind and passionate and honest manner. Those are pretty proud words, as you can imagine. A lot of these came from pool staff even. That's pretty neat stuff. We also came up with our 5 core principles. We anticipate and exceed expectations. We create lasting memories through exceptional experiences. We build a home away from home, where family takes care of family. We motivate change and nurture growth, and we wholeheartedly commit to each other. We listen to learn and learn to help. And our staff salutation, I hope you've heard this. I know some people have because they came up to me and told me about it. Our pleasure. All right, so 2021, 2022, a little year in review and some of the things that I want to discuss real quickly. Communication continues to be strong. That's one of the things that we're going to continue to work on in our transparency, and I'm going to share a few things that are on the table with you tonight. Latest news on our website Social media, again, an effort to keep members updated. Video updates, I've slowed those down a little bit because people said, wow, you know, we're getting a lot of them. So I did slow them down some, but I'm still doing them. Push notification, we speeded those up a little bit. You'll see more of those because they're simple and easy. Media boards are out there, information boards are out there, point of sale signage, and then Visage, of course, your golf carts, more and more of that stuff. Growing member amenities. Seen more of that. Staff appreciation focus. That's definitely something that you've seen more of. That's a focus for us this year. You've seen the golden tickets. You'll see that in the newsletter. We're definitely focusing on being one of Madison's employers of choice. That's how we continue to focus to keep our staff full. Very, very important as we're moving into this demographic, this area of Madison, very difficult to keep a full staff. That's one of the ways that we're working proactively to keep our staff full, is to make sure we show appreciation for our staff. Tennis and pool programming continues to be strong with the addition of Bubba and his team. Karen in the pickleball area, definitely an area that we needed improvement, and working very hard on that area to add additional programming. Bubba's back there with us tonight. All right, thank you, Bubba. Golf utilization, again, very strong this year, but it is under 2020 dramatically and under 2021. I'm going to go through that with you this evening as well. Wellness programming continues lakefront, and our feedback programming with the Net Promoter Score, and I'll also share that with you as well. And follow-ups, what we do with our management team. So, membership efforts. What exactly is going on with membership? Initiation fees, that's one of the things that's changed here dramatically. We went from 0, which was what we were at. We were collecting $0 for initiation. In 2021, we collected $511,375. In 2022, to date, we've collected $222,880. Total membership is 569 today. In 2021, we brought in 78 new members. In 2022, as of today, we brought in 34 new members. We have an active wait list that we started in May of 2021. We did have a wait list as well in 2019 also, I'd like to point out. We allotted 20 memberships on that active wait list. We did increase it to 25. We filled that in June. And today we have a non-active wait list. Let me explain. An active wait list are people who could play today on Monday. And they could also play after 4 o'clock on select days. That would be not Wednesday. Just so you know. All right. Okay, total members as of July of each year. So that's as of this month. Just so you know, we'll start on 2016. You can see here in 2016 we had 425 members. You can see 2017, 2018, 2019, and so on. So we've slowly, upped the bar here from 425 to today at 2022 we're at 569 families at Bishop's Bay.
So Jeff, that's all members, social?
These are total members, yes, total members, all members. This includes everyone, honoraries, the whole match, okay? Right now, here's golfing members, okay? These are golfing members. So 2016, we have 258, all right? 2017, 261, 2018, 280, 285, dropped down in 2020 to 279, and then in 2021, we were full at 300, and 2022 again full at 300, okay? All right, now, just want to talk a little bit about the effects of growth, all right? The effects of growth, of course, do a couple of different things. They drive capital, all right? Capital, of course, creates amenities and, of course, drives the things that we do around here. Initiation fees goes direct to capital gain, all right? So as you can see, where we were at in 2015, as far as initiation fees, I'm not going to get too close to the speaker, I'm afraid it's going to squeal. I wouldn't want that. But you can see initiation fees were pretty much nothing, all right? We work our way across the board to where I reported and where we're leveling off at. Obviously, I can't have high initiation fees when I don't have golfing memberships really to move at this point. Just wait list positions. Right now, our wait list, where it's at right now, is probably about 2.5 years to gain a position here at Bishop's Bay, anywhere from 2.5 to 3 years, okay? Dues each year. If you look at our dues, where it's at from 2014 over to 2022, you can see we're in excess, of pushing 2.2 million.
Jeff, what are the initiation fees today?
Initiation fees today are $18,000
For full golf?
for a full golf, yes. Mhm.
What about social?
Social are $8,000. All right, total assets. This goes back to, again, all that capital that we're talking about. You're driving your total assets. If you look at 2015, again, when we were at that zero component, where we were at, your total assets were just over $2 million, okay? $2 million. And today, look at your assets. You've increased your assets over 10 million. So you've added $10 million of total assets to your club at this point with your growth. Now, if you look at your attrition rate, you could take it back to 2000. I should have put 2015 in here and I didn't. I apologize for that. But it was in the double digits at that point because you had ebbs and flows. When you have no initiation fee, you have ebbs and flows within membership. Once you institute initiation fees, you've got skin in the game, that changes a lot of things. Also, we changed policies on refunds, things like that. So that changed a lot of this attrition that we were having. So as you can see, it dropped down dramatically. These three numbers in the center, which was where we started to maintain that 4.5% attrition rate until COVID hit, obviously. 2021 made a big difference and changed that situation. We're starting to level off. 2022 is at 5.8. I'm sorry for that pop. That's my mouth. 2022 at 5.8 is a rolling 12-month attrition rate. That'll be about 5.2 in that range once we get a year-end number. So that's where our attrition will level off this year, 2022. Right? On a national average within the clubs across the United States, attrition is 8% on a national average. So we're well under that. Now we'll get into golf rounds because that ultimately, when we talked about all those golf members, that ultimately affects our golf rounds, okay? So I want to share golf data. How do I track golf data? We have a system here, it's called Metrics First. We've had it in place now for about 3 years, and it tracks all of our usage and utilization all over the property. Metrics actually goes around and it tracks everything that you do, every department. What we have here, it's actually backwards to everything that you saw before. But down at the bottom of the page is the major months, which is May, June, and July. Those are your major months. And these are all the rounds played throughout those 3 months. So as you can see, this is 2014 on the far left, right? my left, all right? 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So here's COVID. COVID is 12,211 rounds. COVID year 2, which is last year, 10,063 rounds. And this is this year, 8,763 rounds. So as you can see, the effects at post-COVID, we are declining in rounds. It's stair-stepping down from what you can see post-COVID.
Yeah, but July's not over yet, so.
Those are rounds and prediction of rounds. So everything that is currently reserved and tee times that are in that number.
Okay.
So the only thing we would have is walk-ons, and John's put those numbers in there. Okay? All right. So that's what you've got as far as rounds today. All right, so here's the individual numbers for each month, May, June, and July. Golf rounds by month. Okay, so you can actually take a look at them individually. 2022, 2021, and then 2020. And you can see how each individual month, now if you remember, May was pretty nasty, so we didn't get out there very much. June, we played a lot of golf, and we played a lot of golf in July. So again, you can see that comparison between those 3 months. But of course, COVID, all we did was play golf, right? So we know that. Okay. So now we get into some financial metrics. Very good information to have. These are all of our data points from Club Benchmarking, which we use a third-party consultant to look at our data and our financial matrix compared to other clubs across the United States. We feel it's very important to make sure that our club, and look at our club and how it stacks up against other clubs. This is our net worth over time, and this is again doing our capital ledger components. And this is our balance sheet strength. And if you look at our club, we're at a 25.9% balance sheet strength overall within our overall capital strength compared to other clubs within the United States. And our net worth over time matrix from 2006 all the way to 2021, you can see we've done an excellent job of building the net worth of Bishops Bay Country Club. Again, this is just our property, plant, and equipment and what we're doing with your capital dollars and how it stacks up against other clubs in the area. We are above the 75th percentile. We're keeping all the assets fresh here. We've done a capital reserve study of every piece of equipment, everything that is on this property from end to end, including the golf course. We know exactly everything that's out there, when we need to replace it, what we need to do with it, how much money we need to do it, and just to assure that we're being good stewards of everything that you own. And of course, this is just the return cycle of making sure that we're always investing in your club, keeping your assets fresh, and continuing to reinvest in the facility to make sure that we are continuing that growth cycle. So, anyways, and I won't dwell on a lot of these because there's a lot of individual slides here, but our net available capital continues to grow, and our treasurer will cover a lot of this with you. So I'll slip through a few of these. All right, operating, our payroll, just to let you know where our payroll is right now today. Right, we are at the lower end of clubs across the nation right now. We're at a 44% payroll ratio, which is a payroll ratio to operating revenue. We're projected to be at 44%. We were at 43.1% last year. So in the lower 25th percentile. Now, on your table is a half-year snapshot. If you look at that, you grab that half-year snapshot off your table. The board and the finance committee has determined that we will be making quarterly reports to the membership as one of our transparency models to make sure that the membership is aware of the finances on a regular basis. Tomorrow morning, this is placed on the Members Central webpage of our webpage, and I'll be sending out an email notifying the entire membership where this is at. I won't be emailing this out. I'll be emailing a link to it on our Members Central page. So basically what this does, it breaks it down into two different sections. It breaks down our revenue into operations and capital, which is your dollars. Operations dollars are the total revenue of operations, the cost of goods, and I'm comparing it from 2021 to 2022. Our operational expenses that you can see in 2022 are 1.9 million. Other expenses, and then the operational income currently in 2022 being $282,941. Capital dues of $315,500. The building loan assessment of $178,168. Our initiation fees, and then other income, for a total capital income of $748,996. So those are our two income buckets. All right? And then some balance sheet information, the total cash that we have currently today, $2.996 million. That does include our capital reserves, our receivables currently, the inventory that we have in hand, that includes Pro Shop, our food, liquor, all that stuff, and our total assets of $10.78 million. Our Park Bank loan, which is our current outstanding debt of $1,077,000. That was paid down $1 million this year. The Finance Committee and the board decided to do that. So what you're seeing, our financial position is minus, that's currently minus $1 million that we did our capital pay down, or our loan pay down. So that's our current financial snapshot. That will be emailed out to the total membership tomorrow morning. You're getting a preview of it right now. All right, some capital improvements and planning, just so you know, an update of what we have done currently this year. We purchased a new pontoon boat that's sitting out there. We purchased a new LED wall, which is right in front of you. Golf course cart path replacement is beginning to start very soon. The new Turf Hound mat is being replaced at the driving range. There's some golf course tree work that's been done through the winter. We're going to do some tree planting as well, actually quite a bit of it. There were some new patio heaters done, replaced, new range equipment, Pro Shop HVAC, TrackMan simulator was purchased, new tech equipment for the food and beverage department back in the kitchen, and a lot of new tablets and so forth, pool cabanas, banquet equipment. We're doing some golf course master planning and facility master planning that Mark was talking about. So what's on the horizon? As Mark was alluding to, we've got a 10-year capital facilities master plan that we're currently working on with our master plan committee. That group will be finishing up some initial plans. Those initial plans are encompassing several areas. We also have golf course master planning going on right now with the Greens Committee as well. Once those initial plans are finished, then we will come back and bring and hold town hall meetings in a setting much like this with some architectural drawings, and we will get member feedback. Come back and make some adjustments to those plans, and we will incorporate ideas from the membership, go back, and then come back again for more town hall meetings with new updated plans. Once we have something that the membership feels pretty good about, we will hold a membership vote to approve those plans. We will, once we get a consensus and an approval to move forward, we will determine at what phases those membership or that plan will move forward in. It won't be done all at once, it'll be done in phases, in the facility plan, in the golf course plan. We have a 10-year capital strategies model that will determine what we can afford and when on those plans. So that is our 10-year CSM to fund those projects properly and timely. Okay? So that's our plan on the horizon for the next 10 years. All of those plans will incorporate into our capital reserve study that we did. That's out for 20 years. That takes care of all of our obligatory capital. So that will be paid for first. And then our aspirational capital will be molded into that model. So we are assuring that we're paying for all the things we have to pay for, such as golf course irrigation, HVAC, roof on the clubhouse, all the things that we have to pay for first, and then we'll build in the aspirational things that we want to buy. Okay? All right, so wrapping up, I just want to thank all my management team. Some of them are over here, but we have an absolutely grand group of folks, John Chipshot, Chris Meyer, all the great folks in the golf department, Bubba in the back, and his great addition. Mark Davison's in the back as well, in the reliable team. I have a new assistant as well over here. Sarah at our events team, Janet, my right hand, thank you very much. Lauren is here tonight with her little one as well. So McKenna's been doing a great job at the pool, and all of our hardworking frontline staff. So we have about 170 this year on our team. So we're working real hard to take care of all of you, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Jim Tubbs. I'm the treasurer of your club. I've been a member for about 7 years, and came on, it was my very first day on the practice driving range, and Tony Balistreri came up and said, "Hey, are you Jim Tubbs?" I said, "Yeah, who are you?" And he said, "Hey, we're looking for somebody on the finance committee. Would you do it?" I said, "I don't know. What's the job description?" He's like, "Oh, you'll be fine." So, I'm one of those guys that just can't say no, I guess, so I'm the treasurer. So also the good news is Jeff already went through everything that I was going to tell you, so isn't that awesome that he stole all the thunder? But one thing I do want to recognize is the finance committee that we have. I don't have to read those names to you, you guys can read it. But one thing that you might not know is that we are audited every year. We have Wagner CPA that provides an audit for us, and we're wrapping up actually 2021's audit right now as we're taking care of some of the things out there that I'll bring up here. So like I said, Jeff already kind of reviewed all these ideas, these snapshots. At the end of the day, basically what it's going to show you is that, I feel like as treasurer, the finance committee's job is to be the stewards of the finances for the club. Make sure that we provide an accurate budget, make sure that we adhere to the budget, make sure we adhere to our capital plan. And in doing so, then we develop the balance sheet that you have there. Jeff indicated, actually it was at the end of 2021, that we made a principal reduction of the Park Bank loan by $1 million. That loan started at about $2.4 million approximately. It's got an interest rate of 4.34%. It's a 7-year fixed rate loan. It's got 5 years that we've already paid into it. So there's 2 years left on that. So then the question would be, okay, what do we do in 2 years? Hopefully the benefit that banks are out there willing to lend, and it'll be refinanced. But it was on a 15-year amortization, so we're already almost halfway through, and then obviously the $1 million pay down will help that cause as well, of which, as you can see, that saved us about $43,000 a year. On the statement of activities, or basically the income statement, you can see, obviously, and Jeff already showed you, right, the numbers. The numbers drive these numbers. The numbers of membership, the number of activity, the number of rounds, how things are going. Great news is things are going really, really well. But I did want to highlight, as it's still in this window here, in 2020, we had 2 significant events. One, we applied for, received, and then forgiven a PPP loan. That was $440,000. And then we also applied for, and our accountants, Wagner, has validated that we'd be receiving a check for $436,000 for the employee retention credit. As of today, we still haven't received that check. We know of others that are starting to receive checks, so it's with full anticipation that we will. We also actually will be able to, and that's what's holding up the audit right now, is be able to apply for one in 2021. It won't be near the size of the $436,000, but it'll be something significant. So we're waiting for those final numbers as well. But if you see the 2 extraordinary events, $440,000 and the $436,000, kind of around that night, figured out how we paid down that Park Bank loan. We had some government assistance that allowed us to have a little richer piggy bank, and we thought, you know what, instead of paying interest on something, we've got a little bit extra money, let's pay down bank debt. So that's what we did. Jeff talked about the capital planning. So, as you would imagine, out here you could spend a heck of a lot more money than this every year, doing different things. Jeff comes with a great plan, great ideas, great dreams, right? And then it's up to us, Finance Committee, and then ultimately the board, to hone those dreams into a budget that we think is appropriate. And so this year we're budgeting capital improvements of about $631,000. He already went through that whole list. It started with the boat, right? And the lift. They don't give lifts away either. Even if Bill Farrell was here, he'd realize that, right? But so there was a lot of investments, but those investments are all about I think the membership experience, right? It isn't always about things that you don't see, but the things that you see and the things that you experience, like the golf cart pass. So as he also indicated in the master plan, this isn't, let's just take care of tomorrow, let's take care of next year. It's, what does 10 years look like? What are some of those things on the horizon that we've got to plan for, like an irrigation system? Things of that nature are in the scope when we start talking about capital planning. The other thing that I think that Jeff also highlighted, it's a complete team effort. There isn't just a few that are doing some. Mark also alluded it in his opening comments. It's not just Finance Committee that's watching the pennies and the dollars. It's your entire board. It's also everybody else that's doing all the different things that they're doing. So that's my brief commercial. So thank you very much.
Good evening. Let me stand over here. I'll move this down a little bit. You all hear me okay? Okay. I'm Stephen Little. I'm the chair of the golf committee. I've been a member out here. My wife Cindy and my son Cameron for 10 years. Been on the golf committee in one iteration or another for about the last 5 years. And I just wanted to run through a couple of brief slides to kind of talk about the membership experience piece as it relates to golf programming for the club. I have the privilege to work with a lot of great people, both members as well as staff, both inside and outside. And really the goal for what we try to do is make sure that you as members have a great experience. You want to be out here as much as you can. And that's where really the golf programming comes in from the golf committee. As Jeff talked about a little bit earlier, we are experiencing a little bit of a downturn, or not a downturn, but just less rounds played. But as we were, as a committee and as a board, trying to plan for what we didn't anticipate in terms of COVID and what was going to happen around the rounds of golf, what we really wanted to do is make sure that the membership experience was going to be consistent and positive throughout 2022 and beyond, no matter what COVID had in store for us. We really want to focus on a few key areas. Improving the golfing membership experience for our female members. That's been done with additional scramble events, as well as participation in our events was a really big key that John and I focused on, as well as the staff over the last year. We also wanted to improve our programming around some of the men's events. We rebranded the ABCD mixers, which I believe started under President Jim Metz, to the Founders Series, where you accumulate points to get into the Founders Cup, which is hopefully going to be our premier men's event at the end of the season. We also took advantage of technology to purchase a TrackMan monitor, which was very popular over the winter months. Except for Sean Crewall, I don't think anybody else was able to get in there due to his ability to use technology to book all the tee times. So it was a huge benefit. My family and I enjoyed it a couple times over the winter months, as well as John using it as an opportunity to give lessons. Secondly, you really want to focus on improving our junior golf program. As I mentioned, my family came out here about 10 years ago, and my son came up going through the junior golf program. He's now going to be a junior in high school, and it's something that we feel really strongly about in terms of developing the game, and also wanting to make sure that the membership has an opportunity to take advantage of all the golf programming, whether it's our affiliation with the junior golf team in the first tee, as well as the lessons that are going on Tuesdays for junior golf. In terms of using golf technology, in addition to the TrackMan system that was set up over the winter months, we were also using technology to take advantage of new things like AccuPin, which will give you distances from the various target pins on the driving range. I'm sorry, AccuPin is actually used on the golf course, and for someone who walks, it's a really nice feature to have because I'm able to figure out exactly where the pin locations are on holes like 4 or holes like 8 or 9 or something like that, where it's hard to see, and I don't have the advantage of having the visage on my push cart. AccuRange has the same thing for figuring out what the ranges are, and it's all downloadable to your Apple or other device, as well as the AccuCaddies, which is GPS yardage systems on mobile devices, which is also, like I said, great for walkers. In terms of the service enhancements for the club, we really want to focus again on the membership experience. That includes having more outside staff to be able to greet you and help you and assist you as you get ready for your round of golf. Utilizing technology to address the fact that we have a very small pro shop for the merchandising piece, so we have been really working hard on that, either the online golf shop as well as Lila Fell, who joined the team to assist in merchandising. And all this has really been driven by the surveys that you all filled out, and we really do try to manage to that. Our membership and the board members that are on, and the committee members that have engaged in this, we meet on a fairly regular basis, but these are the key things we really try to focus on. We heard, and there's a perception that golf rounds, it's going to be really hard to get a tee time. So we worked with Jeff and we worked with John to change the amount of time between tees to access and open up more tee times for membership. We instituted guest play restrictions, so there's more membership play available. There was a conscious effort by the board to address the number of outings that we have on Mondays to open up more golf access to the membership, as well as continuing pace of play efforts to increase the amount of enjoyment, but then also decrease the amount of time you're actually spending out on the golf course. I'd like to both thank and also recognize the inside and outside staff. These are the folks that work really hard to make sure that the membership has a really great experience when they come out here, and they make all of us look really good, so I think it's important for us to recognize them. And then lastly, the members of the overall golf committee, which is a conglomeration of both the men's and women's standing committees to create the overall golf committee, which then makes recommendations up to the board for consideration. So thank you for your time, and I will now hand it over to my counterpart, Todd Carpenter.
Thanks, Steve. He's got all the hard work. The golf committee does a ton of work. They do a great job, and the whole team does a good job. So, if you could put the, we started with our Greens committee. Is it up there? The whole committee? Oh, I just click. I'm too used to having someone else do. I'm too used to having someone else do everything for me. I was like looking around. As you can see by the people on the committee, it's an excellent committee, a very vocal committee. There's no shortage of opinions when it comes to the golf course because they're all extremely passionate about golf, and you know the golf course is our crown jewel. It's why we're all here. It's why we have this. So we have to make sure that we keep the top golf course in, for sure, Dane County, and trying to be in the state compared to some of them. So it's a great committee. I think there's a couple missing. I think Billy Schreier, so your name's not up there, but again, remember I don't do anything myself, so someone else left your name up. So that's the committee. I thank you very much for that. But,
Do you want me to?
no, I got it. There was a lot of things done this year, and we'll get into a lot of the different things, but what we did do, and I think the most important thing that we did as a committee is, made the decision, and it's not on there, is to hire outside consultants. So we hired Chris Lutsky and group, and you probably haven't had a chance to meet him, but they've been here, and they've delivered a plan to us based on not only the input from the committee, but the input from the surveys, from the things that we're hearing throughout the membership. We put together we don't know how long-term plan it is, it's 5 to 10 years. They've got some great ideas. They toured the course, I think, twice now. Is that true, Jeff? It came to the committee and delivered an excellent plan. So we're looking through it, we're prioritizing what those things are. Everybody on that, like I said before, everyone on that committee is a part of it to help with the prioritization of that. And then obviously also budgeting will come into play. So what we did see through that plan was, it was excellent. They did an unbelievable job, and I think you could tell on the course, maybe because of this lack of play, but things are going really well. I think the course is in tremendous shape. There's always things we need to improve on. There's always some kind of damage. There's always little places that we need to do it, but I can promise you they're all being addressed in some way or another. But please keep providing input, because I know it's a huge passion, and why we're here, so that the more input you can give, the better. These are some of the things that happened this year, and I think, again, Jeff touched on most of these things, so I'm not going to read through it all. One key thing in here that I think everyone can really help out with, though, is on the divot filling program. That's always a point of contention when we're talking to people, externally and on the committee. So, although there is a divot filling program in place, and Mark and team are doing a great job with the new divot plan, we all need to do our part. So the more you can get that out there, if you hit something and you got a replaceable divot, replace it. And do what you can to help out with that. I think it's looking good, but we're still getting a lot of complaints on the divots. So, the more you can do to help, the better. As you can see, there's a lot of different things in there that we're working on. The cart path edges and the things we're doing on there are in play. Seems to be a thing that gets brought up a lot. The bunkers, they had that in the plan. They want to address every bunker we had and make it more playable. The tree planting. We lost 50 ash trees over the winter, right? And we as a committee were like, well, we're not going to tell you what to go replace. We're a committee. We don't do this every day. So we're waiting for Reliable to tell us where we need trees. Because we're just not in a position to do that. So I think the plan's been great. The course has been great. Thanks to the committee and thanks to John and Mark, who are doing a great job of leading their teams and putting it all together. Anything on that? Did we miss anything? People always have input on the golf course, so if there's anything to say, just say it now or tell us later.
Fixture ball marks.
Fixture ball mark. Oh, you know what? That's a really good point. It seems to me there are a lot more unrepaired ball marks on the greens this year. Maybe it's me. Anyone else notice that? I don't know that. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more people aren't fixing their ball marks on the greens. So let's get people to do it if you're out. One day I was out there, and I think it was on the 5th green. I repaired 15 ball marks at one time, walking around the green while I was golfing. So whatever you can do to help with that, that would be great. Next. I'm next. Oh, my button.
There we go.
And I'm going to tell you, this is a true statement. So and Jeff knows this, and the people on the committee know this, that I have a full-time assistant at work, and I really don't do anything. So my good friends are here. Billy knows. When Billy's looking for me, he calls Emily. True story. We have, similar to the golf committee, we have, I'd say, a very vocal, passionate, excellent tennis committee. We get a lot of input. I don't know if there's any names missing on there, because remember, I didn't do it. But it's been a great committee. I think we put some, comparing this year to last year, I think the tennis program and the rackets program are an unbelievable spot. Thanks to that guy back there. Love it. So on that, I mean, the biggest change we made this year was adding Bubba. Bubba, anything you want to say?
Thanks for having me. I've really enjoyed it. It's going too fast. I'm fine when you're having fun with me.
It does.
It's going well. So thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Welcome. We've been getting unbelievable great input on Bubba this year. So, like I said, I haven't played rackets in 15 years, but there's no rackets player on the board. So thanks for getting me this job. But we added Bubba, and he's changed the whole culture of it. The programming is in place. The feedback that we're getting is tremendous. The whole culture is a lot better. We're doing a lot more things, as you can see there. We're still learning a little bit when it comes to pickleball. But I think pickleball is picking up. I know when I drove up here today, there was half the courts are full, and there's a lot of people playing. And there's changes that we still need to make. We learned a lot through tennis on things that we need to do differently. Rules need to put in place, controls that need to be put in place, and I think it's done a great job. We're learning in pickleball. We're probably addressing something right now about every 3 weeks in the pickleball program, because we didn't know what it meant. We wanted people to play. We wanted the courts to be full. We wanted people to get inspired to play pickleball. So we're working on it again. We hired Karen Duchamp. Did I say her last name right? Is she here? Because believe it or not, I've never met her. And we've got.
She's on the pickleball.
She's out on the pickleball court, and since we've done that, same thing. Jeff, you probably saw we get continuous emails talking about from the committee on how great Karen's done. So Karen's done a great job. So feel free to talk to those guys, get out and play. I think I'm going to try to play once if I can play 5 minutes at a time, we'll play. But it'll be fun. So get involved. Talk to Bubba. Bubba's it made it a great experience, and thank you for that. And that's it. Unless anyone has any input on it. Thanks.
How do I click? Figure it out. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie McCallum. I am the chair of our pool committee here at Bishop's. First, before I start, I'll just say, if you have not gotten a chance to spend time out at the pool this summer, make a plan to do it. You will feel like you're on vacation. It's such a great place to spend your time, and I know there are a lot of pulls on everybody's time and attention here, and you want to be out on the golf course and playing tennis and pickleball and all of those good things, but if you can make a point to spend time at the pool, I highly recommend it. We have a really strong pool committee. You can see the members who are listed here have been on the committee 5+ years. We actually have 3 new pool committee members this year as well. Alana Adamson and Melanie Galley are 2 swim team powerhouse moms who have stepped up and started to serve on the committee. And Anna Baraka is another pool mom who's there all the time. And we really appreciate everybody's contributions. It's a really strong group and a really just helpful group, and thrilled to have all of them helping out. So McKenna is our pool director this year. She has done a phenomenal job, and we've got Lexi, who is heading up programming, swim team, and swim lessons. We have made a number of capital expenditures at the pool and a number of training changes that have really improved things down at the pool. There are additional tablets in play. The staff training has been really, truly excellent. People are there and happy, and everybody is so helpful. It's been a really positive situation. Increased number of staff, monthly all-staff meetings. The all-day service training boot camp is something that our staff up at the clubhouse goes through. Now our pool staff goes through it as well, and you can absolutely tell. There's really been a focus on making sure that the service that our members are getting over at the pool matches what they're used to seeing at the clubhouse. And it's happening. And I really think the member experience is really reflecting that. It's really been excellent this year. There's a manager on duty at the pool at all times. Additionally, the menu has been updated and simplified, and the cabanas have been a hit. Shade is a constant request that we see coming through on the survey, and we have put into place 2 cabanas that people can reserve ahead of time. There's a table, lounge chairs. It's just a nice place to be able to reserve and park it for 3 hours at a time, and just know that you have that space available in the shade. It's been great for families. So continuing on about the programming, lessons, and swim team. This year we've got 41 swim team members, which is a really impressive number. We're still, in terms of the rest of the Madison swim scene, a relatively small team, but we're growing, and it's such a positive experience for the kids. I've got an 8 and a 10-year-old on the team who have been doing it for a few years, and it is truly, we hear on the survey results time and time again that it is the hidden secret of Bishops Bay. So tell your friends, it doesn't have to be a hidden secret, everybody can do it. It's such a wonderful experience to be a part of, and just a really, really positive part of our summer and a lot of families' summers here at Bishops. We hosted our very first home swim meet. This is not in the slides, but Jeff really put a ton of effort into it, as did Lexi and the rest of the team, and the swim team families, Alana Adamson especially, making it a great success. The swim team families were very proud to be able to show off our club, and very proud of the swim meet that we put on, so it was a really great success. We've had many fun social events to look forward to on the calendar, including the adult luau coming up on Friday, August 12th. Put it on your calendars. Make a point to be there. We're doing the adult lap swim again this summer on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, kind of plugging in with the rest of our wellness and fitness programming. It's been a big success. And just looking at utilization of the pool, in 2021 on Memorial Day, we had 177 check-ins. This Memorial Day, 325 check-ins. It was the biggest day at the pool that Bishops Bay has probably ever seen. It was a party, and it was a wild party. It was a really big success, and people are having fun. It's a really good scene down at the pool, and I hope everybody makes a point to make it down there. All right, thanks everybody. With that,
Thank you, Katie. Good evening. I'm Kristen Balistreri, volunteer board member and chair of the House and Member Engagement Committee. I feel like Todd. Okay. Sorry, Todd. First, I'd like to thank the two club leaders that we work most closely with, Janet Frazier, membership director, and Cheryl Burns, clubhouse manager. As you have heard from the team, this has been another great year at our club. We are fortunate to have strong membership retention and interest as evidenced by our wait list for full memberships. Janet does the heavy lifting on this front. Our committee is here to assist with making new members feel welcome. We are grateful for the support of our committee members. As you can see from the next few slides, there's more good news from the clubhouse. Whoop, I went the wrong way. Yeah.
You need Todd to help? Yeah, you got
No, I'm okay.
Pretty good. I never went backwards once.
That's pretty good. There it is. As you can see from the next few slides coming up, there is more good news from the clubhouse, food and beverage, and event offerings. Tony and I are the parents of two teenagers, which, as many of you know, can be terrifying. We are super happy to see more events for teenagers to do at the club. Our youngest daughter, who is 14, just participated in the teen lock-in, and Sarah deserves a gold medal for surviving the night. Some more of the events. I'm not going to read to you. Lots of great things happening and lots of hard work by everyone. Lastly, if you have any questions about our committee or if you'd like to get involved, we would love to have you. And please reach out anytime. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mark to discuss our election results.
Going backwards. Hey.
I don't think I have to hit any more buttons.
One more.
I do? There you go. That gives like a good button. Maybe just briefly, and again, I welcome Eric to his second term on the board. Thank you. And Mark and Billy for volunteering to go through the process. We do have a process here, as everybody's aware of. We have a period of time where members can nominate individuals for a position on the board. And we then have a nominating committee, which is comprised of every year of 3 board members and 2 members who are not on the board, and that 5-person committee meets with each candidate, including any candidate who's currently on the board, and they then come up with a recommended slate to move forward to the board of directors for approval to put out to the members for the vote. So we do have a process. It's not automatic, and I thank everybody who was willing to put their name in for the position, and I would encourage anybody who's here, or if you have members in the future, to consider serving on the board. It's it takes some time, but it's rewarding, and especially when you can see a lot of the good results that we have. And I would say, based on Todd's comment, we should have somebody consider running next year who's a rackets player. Anyhow, I think with that, I don't believe we have any other business for tonight. And I think,
Well, we should thank you.
oh,
Thank you and thank Kristen.
yeah, I was going to thank Kristen,
For
so
your
thank
years
you.
of service.
Well, here, before we do that, does anybody have any questions on anything that we covered tonight? No questions. All right, well, then, Kristen, thank you. You've been a great. It was a family event for them. Tony got off and Kristen got on. But anyhow, thank you very much for coming tonight. Let's all have a great rest of 2022 and look forward to many good years to come.
Thank you, Mark.